Okay, let's have what might be the most pointless discussion I've ever had on this channel here. So, Fox introduced a new score bug for the Super Bowl, which is something they usually do during the Super Bowl. I guess they feel like it adds to the grand scale of it. This was the most recent one, which I think is like a very effective score bug, right? You get the scores, you have the logos as well, the team records on top of it, which I think is fun. And then the important stuff as well, like the, down and distance, the time, all that. You have the little flag icon on top. Okay, it seems cool. It seems modern. Like, I don't know. I enjoy this one. Now, I will say, every time you introduce a new score bug, it always just takes some getting used to. It always feels weird. We're never used to it. So usually everybody rejects the score bug at first. However, I have to say, this one I think goes a step further than the typical, this is new and I don't like it. This is what the NFL decided to roll out for the Super Bowl, which, I mean, like what are we doing here? This is barely even anything. This is just like, okay, let's go through it. All we have here is the color that the team wears with very basic fonts giving the team initials, and that's it. No logo, nothing else. There is maybe a way to do this in like a minimalist way if that's the goal, but this doesn't really even pull that off in like, I think, an interesting way on top of it. It just feels incredibly bland. This feels like something you would see out of Retro Bowl or something. This feels like something that you would, simply just make. I don't know, did they forget that they had to come up with a new score bug and at the last minute said, let's just throw something together? I feel like this is like when you watch one of those like reaction streams and they can't actually show like the logo, so instead they just like do something like this, throw this together. Like, I don't get this at all. A couple things I do like about it. I do like that they keep it going with the same way the old one did of having the quarterback stats on the screen. I think that's fun. I'm a fan of that. I like how easy it is to tell if there are timeouts and how many each team has. I think that's good. But as a whole, it's very clear to read. I'll give it credit for that, I suppose. But I don't really understand this other than that. It really does feel like those, the ones you would see back in the day when like they wouldn't even show the scoreboard for most of the game unless it was like a big play. I don't know. Not a fan of this. I'm going to say I disagree with this one, and I don't think it's one I'm going to get used to midway through next year. I think I'm still going to dislike it. We'll see what happens, but I don't know. I don't get why they made this change. It does not work for me.